The what?
Tea.
Which kind?
Any.
Laundry room, upper shelf.
I don't know how it's gonna help the tea with getting out of there. What do you mean by, like, take this thing off?
So
But then it'll be off.
So it can't be switched.
Yeah, but then it won't even work, right? That's the way that works. You pull it out, it's off.
Yeah, I suppose it closes the breaker loop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll just tape it. I think my problem was that I kind of just, like, you know, blindly reached for it and was like, oh, okay, I gotta turn off the lights, and then didn't even just kind of...
I've been doing this the whole time, though.
I know. The other thing that I could do is that I have an extension cord. I could run an extension cord around from, like, that plug all the way around to you. I know that sounds ridiculous.
But but it's not an extension cord,
It's that outlet. So an extension cord from a different outlet would mean that it's no longer on the switcher.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a power strip that I need.
Yeah, so the extension cord goes from a different outlet around to the extension cord. You just plug the extension cord into the power strip.
Where you plug the power strip into the extension cord?
Yeah. And then it goes into the wall over here instead of that one.
Will it still do what it's supposed
Yeah.
to do?
Yeah. Just won't be, you won't be at the mercy of a wall switch killing your stuff. All right. I really like this song.
Alright, it should be really stuck if you try.
It should be what?
It's really stuck.
Oh.
That was me.
Okay.
That was me trying to hit them both to see what it would do.
That was scary.
Did you want the fan to stop? Are you cold? Because it went off.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm cold enough, warm enough, you know, all that.
Oh, I wonder if that was me that did that because it went back on when I hit it.
Oh, got it. Because you didn't switch anything here.
No, I hit the thing to see how it would work to just like smack them, and
I see.
it should keep this one from turning off.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. All right. Well, hopefully the latency is okay on this. If I need to fix it, I'll fix it. Hi, Saul Martin. How's it going? True fact: Hades is actually real. He's from Greek mythology, god of death. This game is named after it. Yeah, there's actually a lot of like Greek mythology, Roman mythology, I think, to an extent, in this game. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. All the different mythological stuff that I get to learn in a lot of ways. Like I've read a couple different books about Greek mythology and such, but I think this would be a pretty fun. I think this would be a pretty fun way to kind of explore it further. I think that'd be neat. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We'll see kind of how much I'm going to get into it. So early. Hi, Ange. Yeah, I'm kind of I had a schedule that was available for earlier, so I figured I'll start as soon as possible, and then either go short, go long, depending on how things go. We'll see. Me and Finn still have a bunch of like house stuff that we got to do today, so I will kind of see, you know, how I'm feeling. But yeah, no, it's all good. We're just hanging out. When I was talking to you, no, you're okay, Finn. But yeah, that's wild. How was your day, Ange? 'Tis Monday. We got to do a couple different fun things. Darren's, hello. We saw the most adorable dog in the parking lot. Cool. Do you know what breed by chance, or just what your best guess would be? There were some poodles that came by the house, like walked in front of us earlier, and then we saw like 3 chihuahuas earlier too, which was kind of cute. Chihuahuas are such small dogs. I'm gonna try and fix my thing so I'm not as red and flushed. All right, there we go. Pure breed Pomeranian. Oh yeah, those things are feisty. I'm actually starving. I just got home. We made We made some fried rice with tofu and eggs, which was pretty tasty. I did like that. I heard Zuko jump down to come see you. Yeah, he's probably gonna swing over here sometimes. He hears me talking, so now he knows it's time. I wonder if I have the cooking cam working. Oh yeah, it'll work once he swings up here. Maybe. We'll find out. What are you gonna have for dinner, Ange? We made so we took extra fried rice, or like we took regular rice that was already cooked. I marinated some tofu, so took some tofu, added soy sauce, some chili sauce, and just let that like soak for about maybe 4 or 5 hours, and then cooked off the rice, added some scrambled eggs, added the tofu, had a salad on the side. It was really good. It's very tasty. Instant ramen, honestly, not bad at all. I don't disrespect ramen. I think it's actually really good. Like, it's got carbs, it's got sodium, which you need, salt and stuff. Hi, Hannah. How are you doing? Hannah, thank you so much for sending me the dissection pictures and all that stuff. It's actually been really fascinating looking at them. I haven't had a chance to reply because most of the time when you send them, I'm in the middle of work. I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so cool, but also I'm busy. But no, it's really, I appreciate you sharing them. Also, the frog, yeah, whatever, like, graphic, but like whatever stomach bits you pulled out earlier, it was, that was cool. I appreciated that. EP, yeah, us too. Fortunately, I'll be able to get some rest over the next few days, so I'm looking forward to that. Hades time! Hi, Chris Wren. How are you doing? Also, Darren's, are you back home safely after walking around and such? I'm a broke college student. I don't got much going for me, so I'm just gonna have some instant ramen. I feel like I have a tip for... I felt like I have a tip for, like, broke meals. Actually, there's a pretty cool... I'll be honest with you. There was a YouTube video. It was a short that came up. Should I try and find it in my history? I don't know how long ago it was. I don't know how many videos I've watched since then. Let me see if I can find it, like, in my history. It was literally called, like, inexpensivemeals.com, or not .com, but like just inexpensive meals that you could buy and you can make yourself that are super, super easy and like less than $1 in most cases. Sort of like, let me see. Scroll. No. Wow, I don't know. It surely wasn't that long ago, right? Ah, no, not a video. Yeah, honestly, like, there's a lot of content out there for, hey, you want to make a cheap and easy meal? Here's how you do it. Apparently, I'm not finding it. Nope. Yeah, I can't figure out where it is. But anyway, this guy made like a rice dish using what was the main ingredient? Oh, bulldog noodles. Yeah, those are really cheap. If you also go to like an Asian market and you get oh my gosh, what is it? It's like a dehydrated maybe it was bulldog. Was it? Yeah, maybe it was like dehydrated bulldog noodles or something like that. But they were like super, super cheap because they were dehydrated and just like, you just have to rehydrate them, chop them up, and that's it. This stuff literally spawns in my house. Literally, I find it anywhere. Hannah, I'm glad. The dissections have been a lot of fun. They've been really cool to see. And what you doing out there, Ben? Is that you? Alright, I guess not. Weird. Dude, I think I bombed my exam today. Like, what the heck is an endoreticulum? An endoreticulum? That's like or endoscopic reticulum? I think it is. Is that what it is? Hang on. I thought, the ER, right? ER, endoplasmic. No. Endoplasmic reticulum. It's the ER. I think it's like the, I'm pretty sure it's like a very spotted little organelle that has, it's basically a very tightly wound organelle that contains a lot of mitochondria. It's used for energy recharge. Spoken like a true Genshin player. No, Ange, that's literally a way to remember it, to be honest with you. Because I'm pretty sure the endoplasmic reticulum is something that processes energy for the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum function. Yeah, it's a very tightly woven structure. And it's got cisternae. Oh, okay, I see. Membranes with eukaryotic cells, crucial for synthesizing, folding and transporting proteins and lipids. Okay, and those little dots are ribosomes. Okay, so it's like a factory, actually. The endoplasmic reticulum. Everyone says like the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum is the factory of the cell. It has a bunch of ribosomes on it, and ribosomes are responsible for folding protein, like amino acid chains, into protein shapes. And all those ribosomes are stuck to the endoplasmic reticulum, which is responsible for like producing all those proteins and like folding stuff properly, that kind of thing. Lipids, all that jazz. Energy recharge? Yeah, dude. Spoken like a true Genshin players. Emergency room? Yeah. Bro, it was like, what's the function? It's like, I don't know. Fog. I mean, fog is not too far off from dog. Crying. I just wrote cell transport. Oh man. Energy recharge by ER. That's great. Nah, it's the factory. I wish I could impart another Genshin comparison. Hannah, I'm so tired from choosing to wake up early this morning. Like, I can't focus on my homework anymore. Hopefully I can get lots done before my 45-minute commute tomorrow. Anyways, it's Octopath 2 time before bed. Nice, Hannah. Finn and I have been listening to the Octopath music library, I guess you could call it. It's a mixture of themes and songs from Octopath 1 and 2. So it's actually quite nice to listen to. One of my favorites. OST from both games. Yep. So we've been like driving down the road, and all of a sudden it's like Partitio theme. It's like, oh, good. I love it. But yeah, enjoy some Octopath. And by the way, what caused you to voluntarily choose to wake up early this morning? Was that just a choice to get stuff done or whatever? Also, hypertonic is high levels of water, and hypo is low levels. Generally, hyper and hypo is high and low. That's correct. But it also depends on like from what perspective you're thinking of, right? Like for example, if you would say that if you take a plant and you submerge it in water, inside of the cell or inside of the plant, it would be like hypotonic, like low levels of water. In the higher level outside of the plant, it's hypertonic. So it all depends about like what perspective you're looking at, right? I'm bringing the bio major out. No, it's fine. I like explaining these things, and it's also nice for me to refresh my memory too. I don't think that hypotonic, and hypotonic are very important in terms of that translation, but there's a lot of things in like chemistry and such that really, really, really require a lot of specificity about like what perspective you're talking about. Like usually an acid and a base relationship, you would say like something is acidic or something is basic depending on where the electron is being transferred. So if something is like desperately needing a electron, it's pulling that electron from something else, and thus it is a very basic thing because it's asking for an electron, versus something that has an extra electron that it's trying to get rid of is very acidic. But knowing which way that is going is critical. And I think the most important is the exothermic and endothermic, because if you have like a pot of water on the stove, the water is acting. It is both an exothermic and an endothermic reaction at the same time, because then you're saying like, well, the natural gas from the stove is exothermic, it's releasing energy, but then the water inside the pot is absorbing that energy, so the water absorption of the energy is endothermic. So you actually have two of those exothermic and endothermic reactions going on simultaneously, just in opposite directions, with one being the receiver and one being the sender of like the energy, right? So endothermic, exothermic, hypertonic, hypotonic, it's all very you're right, Ange, you answered the question correctly, but just obviously be aware it gets really complicated as long as you know exactly like from what POV, from what relationship that they're asking the question about. Yeah, hyper and hypo mixed up. I always think of like hyperspeed is like, you know, super fast, and if hyperspeed is super fast, then hypo must be like, you know, I think there's terms for other things like hypoxia. Hypoxia is hypoxia is like the loss of oxygen, I think. No, I forget what it is exactly. Oh, true. Yeah. So if you just, it's black and white, right? So as long as you remember that hyper is like hyper speed and like super fast, then you know that like that's going to be the more intense one, or the exothermic, whatever. And if it's not hyper, then it's going to be hypo automatically. So that's an easy way to remember it as well. Hannah, I've absolutely asked this in the past, but any tips on college time management course balancing work? Because like, Lord. So, yes, Hannah, I will, I'll share some of the things that I did in college to kind of like get through stuff. A lot of it for me was I had to balance a lot of, the problem for me is that I had to balance a lot of stuff with, not only my college coursework, but I also did choir, and I did tennis, and I did like a bunch of other extracurriculars. So my tendency to be able to jump into like the library and like study for, you know, an extended period of time was just not, I didn't really have that luxury in a lot of situations. Sleep for 8 hours, not joking. If you don't sleep for 8 hours, you'll actually hate yourself. Yeah, obviously, like, all-nighters are going to be a thing at some point. Sleep is helpful. Sleep is important. I mean, I'm always gonna push for that, but gosh knows that I also struggle with sleep myself, and I have for a lot of my life. I would double down on what Ange is saying about the calendar. I think a lot of it comes down to different folks, different strokes. Like, everybody has a different method that works for them. But I can share with you some methods that I've tried and that other people have tried, and you can kind of maybe try them out or see what sticks or see what works best for you. I had some people who they would map out their days every hour, every half hour, like to a T, every 15-minute block, like to a T. They'd say like, okay, I've got 45 minutes to work on this. I've got 15 minutes to do this. I'm going to take a break for 5 minutes and then do this for the next 10. Like, they had it down to thing. Some people like the Pomodoro method, where you, if in a 20-minute block you do 15 minutes on and then 5 minutes off as like a break. Yeah, Pomodoro. That's also very helpful because it is a method that keeps you motivated to get to your 5-minute break, but then helps you get a lot done because you're only breaking for like a short period of time. Treat college like a video game. You could do that too, in a sense that like, hey, and Pomodoro is kind of that aspect, that video game aspect of saying like, okay, I'm gonna work hard for 15 minutes, and then that reward at the end is, you know, 5 minutes of you know, looking at my phone, or, you know, watching a video, or, you know, whatever it is. I also feel like if you're interested and if it's available, study groups are pretty helpful. I was fortunate enough to be part of a couple different classes that had some friends of mine who were at my level, like in the class, and I actually shared a lot of biology classes with them. So what ended up happening was some classes I was really strong in, and when we did a study session for like an exam coming up, I would lead that discussion. I'd be on it. I would be on the whiteboard, drawing out diagrams, organic chemistry, showing all the relationships between chemicals and like all that stuff, right? Drawing out all of the graphics and the carbon atoms, all that jazz. Then if it went to like something else, like, you know, physiology, I was not very strong in that. And so suddenly we kind of pivoted, and somebody else like was leading this charge way better than I was. I was just trying to like absorb information. There's also a lot of AI tools and like study tools nowadays that I didn't have. I've even seen advertisements for like Google Gemini, as silly as it is, asking like Siri or Gemini your phone, just asking it like, hey, can you explain this in a different way? Always try and get a different perspective if you're struggling to learn something. Oftentimes it just takes somebody else saying it slightly differently. It'll help your brain trigger. Like even just now, 10 minutes ago, Ange was like, man, I always struggle with like hyper and hypo. I always get them mixed up. And maybe nobody has ever mentioned this to Ange, but I just said like, oh yeah, it's like hyper speed. And then boom, like all of a sudden, that's, for some reason, that example just clicked with Ange. And that's awesome, but it takes sometimes somebody else's perspective or somebody else's explanation, even if you've heard it and studied it like 1,000 times, right? So whether that's like with a study group, study partner, or AI, you know, to like just even re-verbalize it in a way that like helps you understand. I think the hardest thing about time management is feeling like obviously everybody only has 24 hours in a day. It's really hard to manage all the stuff that you need to do. I tended to be somebody who liked to get all of the small stuff out of the way first and then take on the big stuff. If I had like if I had a list of things to do and it had maybe like 8 items on it and the first 4 were super simple, I would just knock out those super simple tasks first and then actually like crunch down on the bigger things. And also I would rotate my stuff into blocks. So I would, if it was like really big tasks, I would try and like spend a little bit of time on each one and just compartmentalize it. So I would say like, okay, well, I'm going to write my thesis for this paper, and then I'm going to switch to maybe doing 10 problems on my math assignment, and then maybe like do part of my research for my science paper. And all those 3 things, I would maybe do them in like 15-minute blocks, like the Pomodoro method, but you just switch. And what it's doing is it's helping your brain in terms of like just giving it something new. Sometimes it's really hard to focus on like one thing at a long extended period of time for a long duration. And just having that switch is kind of like the idea of like switching a YouTube video around where you're like, okay, like I'm done watching this 10-minute video, time for the next one. Or, you know, the video game aspect of it where you're giving your brain something else to focus on. That switching can help you get something done in 2 hours rather than spending like an hour on one assignment, an hour and a half on the next one, and then another hour on the last one, and suddenly you're 3.5 hours in instead of just 2. That's like a best case scenario, of course. Sometimes it's really, really hard to estimate like how long anything is going to take at any given time. And that's personally why, although I had a very set schedule on my calendar of like, here's your blocks and here's your classes and here's your extracurriculars, I never really said like, oh, I'm going to spend 15 minutes on math and like 15 minutes on English and then another 10 minutes on psychology. Like I personally could not compartmentalize my time blocks that specific. I generalized it into like, this is my study time. And when you just separate it into study blocks, and then within that study block, you have like, 15 minutes on, 5 minutes off, doing the Pomodoro, giving yourself little micro breaks in between, that helps a lot. And understanding too that, for a lot of what goes on in college, like a lot of it is the experience of it too, like being able to hang out with your friends and, enjoy the things on campus and enjoy the other stuff that's happening. Of course, life is going to happen too. And, you're going to want to be able to hang out with your friends or play Octopath or, whatever it might be. I literally started my YouTube channel during college. If you guys go back and watch the Force Nature video, do I have that button up here still? I should. F stands for Force? No, I don't think Steam Deck works. Hang on. I'll show it. I'll show you College Matt.
And the F stands
there
for
he is.
Force.
That's me. That is me. That is me with my instead of a green screen, which I have now, it's a bed sheet.
And the F
That's a bed sheet.
Force.
Behind my wall. And where's C stands for confused. Yeah, dude, I made that in college. I don't know.
C stands for confused.
C stands for confuse. We're all confused. Yeah, exactly. And you guys say baby Matt, but who was it that was telling me that, like, we look exactly the same?
C stands for
Might as well. I
confused.
got a lot of hair back then, but, you know. Anyway. Yeah. So, like, me, dog, yeah, and just, like, it was definitely me. Yeah, exactly. You look the exact gosh dang same. Yeah, so... Hannah, I've tried both. I find planning everything to a T doesn't work for me because if one thing falls out of place, it's all over. And the Pomodoro works some days and not others. I've got 3 calendars for all of my stuff. Spreadsheet, all the due dates, phone calendar for, like, class times, and my physical whiteboard calendar with, like, a general overview. Yeah. You look so different. You look older as a baby. It's funny. Yeah, that's because, yeah, my face is smooth, and I didn't shave for that,
C stands for
I didn't shave for that one.
confused.
It's funny enough. It's ironic. Anyway. But yeah, so, Hannah, I would just keep experimenting with different methods. Know that, you know, sometimes you just need to find a method that works for you, and that takes time and your own experience, too, to figure that out as well. And that's okay. Hi, Chaos Demon Soul Reaper and Blade Raptor. Hi, y'all. Demon Phantom Raptor Raid. Hi, y'all. And Phantom and Demon and Blade. Hi, guys. Did you guys... Is Zombie streaming tonight? I don't know if it's... I felt like he was off yesterday. What's today? Oh, wait, no, it's Monday. I think he's off on Mondays, I'm pretty sure. Hi, guys. How you guys doing? Were you guys all streaming, or who was streaming tonight? Hannah, I feel like I'm doing the right things. Then my day is over, and it's like, what the heck did I even do today? Yeah, that's also hard when you have... that's why I reiterated the idea that, you know, if you can take care of some small things, they're like small checkboxes, you know? And a lot of times I think one of the things that I want to go off of that what Ange said. Ange was saying, get 8 hours of sleep. Like, don't skimp on the sleep. I wanna expand on that a little bit. I think it's not just about sleep. It's about also giving yourself energy for the right times of day. So, you may find that, you know, obviously you mentioned it just now that, like, your brain is so dead by this time in the night that you just can't focus on anything at all. So it's octopath time, right? Some people do really, really well studying early in the morning. Some people actually do well as night owls, studying late into the night, staying up, and then, like, sleeping in a little bit the next day. But a lot of the brain, the ability for you to maintain knowledge, like knowledge and information absorption, is about sleep. So it doesn't make a difference whether you, like, stay up that extra hour to, like, cram more in. It's kind of like it's almost like the idea of if your brain is a bucket and you have 8 hours of sleep, then you're gonna have no holes in the bucket. So every time you put information in the bucket, you sleep for 8 hours and you're able to maintain most of it, right? But as you start to gain, like, only 7 hours or 6 hours or 5 hours of sleep, suddenly, as you get later into the night, you're drilling more holes into the bucket. So no matter how much information you cram in that bucket, if you go to sleep and you only get 4 hours of sleep, that stuff is gone. It's drained. Like, it doesn't matter how much you crammed all night, whatever. Okay, 3 hours of sleep, blah! Like, it's all just water out of the bucket, right? So sleep is important. Why? Not just because it's like a healthy thing, you know, it helps your body get rid of waste products in your brain, gets rid of waste products in the body, whatever. It's about memory retention. Your brain literally, like, rewrites things in your head to, like, remember it. That only happens when you get enough sleep. So it's not just like get sleep and that's good. It's because it's a really, really, really important memory retention tool. And that goes for, you know, not just college, not just high school, but even, like, life in general. Now, am I a very bad culprit of not getting 8 hours of sleep? Yes, I'm a horrible culprit of that. But for if you need like tips and help and tricks and that kind of thing, that's definitely what I recommend. Chaos Demonic Soul Reaper. I'm the one who's streaming, and the three of us are playing a game together. And three of us are streamers. Cool. What were you guys playing today, Chaos? I've seen you guys all pop into Zombies chat. That's why I recognize you from there, but... Yeesh. I will never pull an all-nighter unless it's life or death. Yeah, I definitely can recall... I've definitely pulled all-nighters before. I can recall some specific instances on which I did that because I had to. One of them was like for my final project, like my graduating project. Like I would not walk at graduation if I did not finish this project. I definitely pulled an all-nighter for that. Another one, interestingly, the capstone project I pulled an all-nighter for. That was rough. And actually, you know, it's funny. The Bald Gamer birthday video. I don't know if you guys were here for that. I know Ange probably was. Ange probably saw this. I made a birthday video for Bald Gamer. He had a surprise project that a bunch of mods had recorded birthday videos and like gotten birthday calls and like gotten birthday messages and videos and all that stuff. And they were like, here's all of these like birthday messages. Can you edit them down and like compile them into a video? And I was like, sure. But like knowing me, I got myself like super, super, super deep in the woods, and I just went, honestly, like probably one of my most complicated and best edited videos I've ever made. Literally like my magnum opus, like my best video project ever. Yeah, I themed it around Persona 5. I made like the Phantom mods because they were doing this in secrecy, like stuff like that. Yeah. My status was on for 24 hours. I was literally I was editing for... I did something really dangerous. I pulled back-to-back all-nighters. I don't think I slept for, like, over 48 hours straight or something like that. And then I went to work and was, like, falling asleep walking. Like, I was walking through the parking lot and, like, nodding off. Like, it was that bad. But, like, I don't know. I was dedicated. I was driven. I was so... compelled to like get it done. You should honestly you should go watch it. It was A, because you can see like the level of quality that I put into it, but then B, you can also see how absolutely godforsaken sleep deprived I was. Yeah, I mean the project was cool, but also like yeah, it was brutal. Yeah, now that's kind of different because that's not me like studying for something and trying to like regurgitate information. That was literally just like pounding away at a project where I was literally just like crunching on Adobe Premiere for hours and hours on end. When was that? I remember being concerned. Let me go find it actually, because now that we're talking about it, I'll post it if you guys want to go see it. It's a really cool project. Also, Demonic Soul Reaper, you guys are playing The Division. That's so cool. I actually want to check if I have The Division. I don't think I own it, but I want to see where it is. Do you guys play it on Steam by chance? Zero videos. Okay, that's not right. Birthday. Show all. Yeah, dude, birthday surprise. Let's see here. Oh. That's weird. Why am I not logged in? Oh, I'm logged in. That's weird. Is The Division on Steam? Oh, it is! It's The Division 2. That's cool. It's not my birthday, just a fake one. Oh, you can do the demo. That's cool. So I'm a really, really big fan of like looter shooters. So The Division seems like a really cool game. You guys are playing on PlayStation. Okay. Interesting. Is it I can't remember. Is it third person? Isn't it a third person shooter? You know, it'd be really interesting if I don't know how many other people play this. I love games that involve... It's an RPG shooter. It's multiplayer shooter, looter shooter. I love the idea of like going in, getting some like fancy loot. It is third person. Interesting. Well, you know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, I'm gonna ask Colin if he's played this, or if he's interested in it. I don't know. Cool. I'm gonna take a peek because A, I'm always down for third person, and B, I love looter shooters. I love the idea of like going in, finding random loot that's like really super special and rare, and then like getting out, refitting your kit with new stuff. Yeah. Oh, I was looking for the Bolt video. That's right. Here, I found it. Oh my gosh, it's literally a 30-minute video. Here's the public video. Can I find the link? I'll post it in chat. You guys can take a look at it later if you want. It was pretty cool. That was a large project. Very, very large project. Yeah, enormous effort. I don't think there's a way for me to calculate how many hours I spent on it, but it was a lot. Darren's, remember when you were going to be on Balt's charity stream and then you couldn't make it? Oh, yeah! Yep. Because I was secretly driving there instead. Yep, that's... that was not the birthday thing specifically, but that was, like, one of the things that I did. I was like, oh, yeah, like, sorry, I couldn't be there. And then I'm pretty sure that the mods also, like, ordered pizza or something like that. And I showed up at his house, either with pizza or, like, I made pizza, something like that. I think I made pizza. I'm pretty sure I made it in Balt's house. Was that the stream that I did that? Because I was really, really into like a pizza baking kick for a while. Literally like brought my own mixer, brought my own apron, brought my own supplies. I baked pizza in Bald's kitchen on that night, like for the charity stream, because I couldn't make it, and then I showed up in person. It was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. Those are like the weird wacky things that I've done in the past, which is actually pretty cool. Everything is hazy, but I remember that. Yeah, I remember baking pizza in his place and also driving down there and being like, oh yeah, sorry I couldn't make it, but like definitely was there. And then we had like a whole nother group chat for that. Fever Dream, yeah. That was the night that you popped into VC on Flo's Discord. Yep. And the first time that you talked to me. Yep. Because I was super tired and we were like, okay, please make it home safe. It's like, I don't know if I can stay awake because it was literally like, I wasn't going to stay at Bald's place, and I think I had to work the next day or something like that. So, yeah, literally was driving home, probably talking with you about that. So that must have been January? I can't remember exactly when. I've been to Bald's house a few times. That's what I'm getting mixed up in my head. I think I went to his house like maybe at least 2, maybe 3 times. I can't remember the exact number, but yeah, I was definitely there. Kink! Hello! Another raider. Hi, Kink. We're doing Hades today. I forgot, but also I remember somehow. Somehow. I want to go back through chat, though, because I missed Darren's messages about the hockey stuff. Last games of the NHL preseason, Lightning Panther games wasn't a hockey game. It was literally a fight disguised. 64 penalties? 13 game misconducts where there were only 3 guys on the Lightning's bench by the end of it. There were 6 guys in the box and only 4. That's wild. Literally like an MMA fight, but on the ice rink, Darren's. That's insane. Kink, hello! Hello, Tiger X Loki. Hello, Ganon. Hello, everybody. Kink, what were you playing? Me Raid, hello! How was your stream tonight? And thanks for popping in. I'm doing Hades tonight, because I don't know. I guess it's appropriate that I finally play Hades after owning it for a couple years, and Hades 2 is now released, so it's time. It's time to play Hades. Yes. I'm excited. Yeah, I really like the kind of top-down dungeon crawler sort of gameplay style. I've seen a lot of it. I've actually seen a pretty healthy, substantial portion of this game already. I know a lot of the characters, I know a lot of how the game works, I know a lot about the final boss fight, etc. Because Finn played a lot of it, and she also streamed a lot of it, and so just by happenstance, I was either lurking in her stream or just watching it by proximity, right? I've been around it. So I know about the game pretty well. I've just never actually put my hands on it. I've never firsthand played the game. So I don't even know what the controls are necessarily. I'm excited to kind of see how it works. Obviously, I know what it looks like and what happens, but I've never gotten to control it. So that's kind of what today's about. Getting it started. And then, obviously, I understand that Hades is about doing like multiple runs through the game. But obviously it's sort of like a what would you call it? Dungeon crawling, yes, but there's a very specific word for a game that you have to play through that you have to like restart every time you die, in a way. Roguelike. Yeah, I guess roguelike. Yeah, that's what it is, essentially. Yeah. So the roguelike element of it, once I finish stream today, I'm probably gonna like just keep playing this off stream, but like doing different runs, maybe try different weapons, because I know there's different weapons out there. And then, I mean, we'll see about final boss stuff. I don't know when or where that's going to happen, but I'll definitely be able to play this off stream after I do the initial stream, you know, tonight. That's kind of the idea. But Kink, what were you up to today? What was your stream? Did I ever play Diablo 1, 2, or 3? I played Diablo 3. I had it for the PS3. My family owned it, and I never really, I don't know if the timing just never worked out. It may have been that we owned it because my dad owned it, but we never actually played through it as a family, because you could do couch co-op with Diablo 3. And we would do like not split screen, because it was even just like all our characters were on one playing field, and we would just, you know, do the campaign that way. I never actually finished the game story-wise, but I certainly remember like going through top-down levels, you know, battling, fighting in different ways in that regard, with different characters and different abilities, that kind of thing. Are you going to replay over and over and over again? Of course. That's how you play the game. Finn, what am I hearing? Oh, I think she's doing the dishes, and I'm just hearing a lot of different sounds. I made dinner today, so she's cleaning up. We were killing everybody in Deltarune! The cutscenes are cool, but in the end, you don't play Diablo games for the story. Yeah, you play it for all the loot and all the stuff. Banging pots and pans! Clang, clang, clang! Yeah, okay. I need like a pot banging emote. Bang, bang, bang! Loot! Yeah, dude. Loot is the best part of the game. Diablo and otherwise, honestly. So, that actually is, it's funny because, Kink, you just came in, but we also got raided by Demonic Soul Reaper. They were playing The Division, which is kind of the same idea, but third-person shooter, but, you know, you're grinding toward a boss or toward a level or exploring this underground area for loot, and I love looter shooters. I actually really like the Borderlands franchise for that reason. I know that Borderlands 4 is out, I think, but I don't have time to play that right now, so I'll get it later when it's like $10 in 5 years. Just kidding. But, you know, making music. Clang, clang, clang. Yeah, basically. Darren's, apparently I've gotten every character in Genshin for nearly a year straight now. I only missed Kanish. Oh, really? You missed Kanish? Well, I guess he was kind of he's not like a specialty character by any means, but you only missed Kanish and Chaska. Oh, Chaska was the one that rides the giant gun, right? Gun rider cow person. We forgot to eat the garlic knots. Sounds like a snack for later for me, or you, or, you know, whatever. It's fine. Honestly, Finn, you heard me earlier. I was full. I could not have eaten another bite. One bowl of rice and one bowl of salad was all that was in it for me today. I'm not going to play it because my favorite character is not in the fourth game. Boo. Which one, Chris? No favorite character? Ain't happening. Yes. So I'll give you guys the quick rundown of what's going on. We're going to do Hades today. In the background, when I'm not streaming, I've been kind of just grinding away at No Man's Sky. Oh, hi. Hello.
Hi.
All right, where are you up to over here? Oh, you're going to do your
My keyboard.
Oh, yeah, your keyboard keys. Cool. So, hello.
Hello.
You get to hear keys, and then you get to hear me delayed. Or I guess you could just watch. I don't know.
I'm not gonna be here that long.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, so I've just been playing No Man's Sky, grinding away. I'm working. This is a project that I'm doing kind of on my own, but is also, I'm hoping to stream this eventually. I'm working on getting to Kadina's planet right now. For those of you who knew Kadina, wonderful friend and wonderful person in our community. She passed away a couple years ago, and she played No Man's Sky a lot. She has a lot of hours in the game, and really, she got to share it with me. I actually think, let me double check before I say anything. I'm pretty sure that on this drive on my computer, I believe I have, yeah, this is 2021. I believe these are videos. How big are these? How long are these videos? I'm pretty sure that I have gameplay that I recorded with Kadena. And because I was eventually going to edit it down into like a series with Kadena, because she really wanted to share the game with me, but I wasn't able to stream at the time, or like I just couldn't. I don't know. I'm gonna need to look back through these, but it has her voice, she's in all of it, which is just, I don't know, incredible. So I'm gonna use, hopefully, how much is all of this? This is all 4 gigabytes. That doesn't sound like enough, because I literally recorded like, not hours worth, but a very, very, very good portion of playing with her. We did like a full sit down for a few hours, just, you know, doing stuff. So I think that'd be a really fun tribute. I just need to, I've got Bald's birthday project, that's for sure, since we were talking about this. How big is this? Do you guys want to see this file? Actually, that's not too bad. I thought it was going to have all the resources and stuff that I use, but I think all the resources are sort of like, the resources are everywhere. No, that's still a lot of stuff. Video projects. I'm kind of oh yeah. Here's all of like these are like all the different files that everybody sent. We've got things from Blucario, Ball and Chain, Aura Tail, Gridith Games. I'm trying to. Kink is in here too. Hey, dude. Oh, that's so cool. Kink is in here. This was the birthday video that we sent to Bald Gamer years ago. Yeah, Kink cameo. Oh my gosh, Pudge 007. Yep. Gosh dang it. Yeah, there's so many of these. I took all of these and just edited them down into a video. Gosh, it was yeah, that was a big project. Anyway, somewhere in here is the No Man's Sky video with Kadena. I've got a lot of video projects. But yeah, so oops. Did I just close chat? I just close chat. But yeah, so that's yeah, exactly. So that's kind of what's going on. The memories are all coming back. The memories. Yeah. So that's Hades today, and then in the future we'll see what else we're gonna run with. But cool. Kink, you just built an NCC class ship. Is that the Corvette? Is that the Corvette class? That's kind of where I'm trying to get to, Kink. I was working toward obviously I'm working toward getting to Kadena, but she's like 10 galaxies away from me right now, so I'm sort of like starting from the beginning and working up. And obviously like Corvette gameplay is in there somewhere, but it requires a lot of resources that I don't have right now. So that's another part of this equation. So I'm gonna get there, but building a Corvette and playing with people I think would be a lot of fun eventually.
You see,
yeah.
It's like this is.
Oh.
So space bar is a lot different on this one.
Can I see your space bar?
Yeah, hold on.
Interesting. Finn is behind me working on her keyboard. Oh. Oh.
That's why it doesn't work on.
Hang on. No, I think I can.
Do they pop off?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
So just unattach and reattach and match it up with that too. RacerBot. Hello, Racer. Is it an NCC 1701? NCC is Star Trek. Oh, okay. I built something that looks like the Enterprise. Oh, that's so cool. What? That's awesome. So, I mean, that's kind of the cool thing that you have to do is, like, you have to obviously, like, grind for your own parts and stuff like that. But if you accumulate enough parts in the game, you can then sort of, like, smush everything together and basically make your own kind of cool ship, which includes, I don't know, the Star Trek. That's awesome. Dude, that's cool. I'm very excited. I gave it a... There's Finn's hand.
Me waving at Hannah.
I gave it NCC 1384, even though it's not actually the Enterprise. Hey, you know what? Why not? If you're going to go to that scale and you're going to put in that much effort, you deserve to name it as such. But no, dude, that's really cool. Honestly, that makes me really excited to like keep working through the game because I would love to build... I'd love to build different ships from Star Citizen. That's my first thing. So, you know, if you have the ability to like build something, say in your case, like you wanted to build an NCC class Star Trek ship, Some people would be like, oh, I'm going to build an X-Wing from Star Wars, or like a Millennium Falcon or whatever. My thing would be Star Citizen. I would love to build like something, you know, related to that game, because Star Citizen did a really, 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 really good effort on like building all of their ships from scratch. So I would love to do that eventually, but obviously it's going to take a lot of time to get to that point in the game, so we'll see. If you want tips, you can get very far in very little time. I have 80,000 nanites and about 500 million units. There are ways to get to the center of galaxies like quick and quicker too. Yeah, I'm kind of just enjoying my time with the game right now. Kink, just sort of like plodding along with my own. I'm getting through the Artemis quest. I'm getting through the Atlas quest. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm just sort of taking my time with it. But you know, once I get to the point where I really want to like hammer down on the Corvette stuff, I'll definitely build that into my system. Can I just ask? I'm sort of taking this game at my own pace. I'm just sort of traversing between different planets and sort of doing the different story missions. Are there any specific resources that you wish you had collected more of, like when you first started? For example, I've got like gravitino balls and hadal cores and those larval eggs, like things like that. And some of those like I've processed into nanites, and then some of those like I'm keeping. Radiant shards I've had a lot of, that kind of thing. So I'm holding on to some of those things, but is there anything that is like super helpful for Corvette stuff later on, or is it literally just a whatever produces the most nanites and the most units at the end of the day? Skull, hello! Bingo, bango, bish bosh! Hello! I see Elden Ring was mentioned in chat. When is that happening? Did Elden Ring get mentioned? Oh, I hope Ace Attorney makes it to you after Elden Ring. Yeah, Ange said that. Cool. Yes, on Steam. On Steam, and I'll figure out how to play it on do the multiplayer mod.
Yes.
Finn is here. Finn says yes.
Yes.
Finn's hand says yes. So I can become a tour guide once again?
No tour guide. No tour guide. We're just following him.
No tour guide, only following? Okay.
Only following.
You know, I've seen enough of Bushy's videos and stuff. I don't know if I need a tour guide right now.
Fair.
Yeah, but no, I would love to mess around with Skull. Skull, follow Matt? Yes.
Follow Matt.
I could do that.
I will follow Matt too.
That sounds good. Yeah, so Elden Ring soon.
It's the fried rice guy.
Yeah, it's the fried rice guy. Hi, Fuzzy. Hello, it's me, tofu and fried rice. Blade Raptor. If I could build any ship with no restrictions, I'd love to build Moya. Oh, that'd be cool. Where's Moya from? I recognize the name, but I don't recall off the top of my head what it looks like. You want to find planets with salvageable scrap and then dig up yellow ones and shoot them for ship parts. Okay, got it. I've come across a couple of those planets, Kink. The difficulty, of course, is like storing everything at this point. I have found some weird like salvageable things that you. Are you talking about Hades or No Man's Sky? We're talking about No Man's Sky, Skull. we got a teensy weensy bit sidetracked because I was just updating people with like what I've been doing in my off time. No, we're talking about No Man's Sky briefly because Kink has played it. Kink actually built the Enterprise from Star Trek as a Corvette in No Man's Sky, so I'm very impressed, and also I think it's very cool.
There's so much to go for in this game.
Oh, and now you're digging it all up. You have plenty of storage for ship parts and all the space stations. Where do you store? Oh, so wait, are you talking about when you say the space stations, Kink? Are you talking about like the Corvette? Because I've seen like the section of the space station where you're able to like you go to a Corvette manufacturing facility essentially. Is that where you can like store Corvette specific things? Is that what you're referring to, or are you talking about like, is there just general storage in space stations in general that I'm just completely missing? Because obviously I'm running into a storage issue even now. I've got my suit inventory, my ship inventory, and then like one storage container on a planet that seems to just always be rotating for some reason. But are you referring to like Corvette specific storage? Okay. So I never actually explored that area because I just assumed that like, oh, I'm not I'm not building a Corvette, so I don't need to use that facility. But if it turns out that that's an extra